Good afternoon and hello everyone, it is Starlie and I'm bringing you another plugin tutorial video. Today's video is over at the plugin Golden Crate. It is a Spigot plugin and it is an amazing plugin. I totally recommend it. You could use it from anything like vote rewards, you could use it as faction rewards, you could even use it to create story mode items or some kind of reward for a story mode. It is really cool and limitless with the possibilities that you could use to come up with, and you could use virtually any item in these crates. It's not limited to just vanilla items. You could use insane enchanted items, you could have custom story mode items, because I've tested that. I know it does work. It is a really cool plugin. So anyway, let's get started with the video today. First things first is understanding crates itself. When you do /crates and tab it, you can see all of the commands that are inside of this plugin: about, check key, drop editor, give key, help, all of that stuff. Some of this stuff is not so important. The important stuff is understanding how the editor works. The editor from most plugins is the most important part of that plugin. Some plugins require a lot of config concentration, meaning you have to sit there and pay attention to the fine details inside of the configs in order to get it to work. And some plugins like this are really just important with the in-game editor, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to use. So coming up next is we're going to do /crates editor. We're going to go ahead and press enter. When you come up to the screen, you're going to see a green shulker box and a key. One is a key manager and one is the crates manager. You don't really need to worry about what's going on with the keys until we've set up the crates. So let's go ahead and open up the crates and let me show you what's up with this. So these are all the crates that I have created for my server. Some of them I'm using, some of them I'm not. For example, the donor crates, the levels keys, the lottery keys, the enchantment keys, and the vote keys. I am using those crates. So for example, let's just say that you wanted to set up a vote crate for your server, just something simple, so that way players are rewarded for voting and spending their time going out of their way to support your server. And let's just say that you want to understand how to add this stuff in. So first things first is understanding this menu. The crate name is most important, so whenever you come into this crate editor's menu to begin with, down here you'll be able to select create a new crate. Here you could add a message. So for example, let me just create a test one. So as I just added, I believe it should be, let's see, test crate. Okay, so you shouldn't have any crates to start off with, unlike me where I have enchantments, lottery, and all that stuff. That should not be there to begin with. You're going to create these crates, and I'm showing you how to do that. So once you create a test, or for example your vote one, so I would just put vote, you're going to be able to rename that. You're going to be able to come in, click that little name tag, and you're going to be able to put the colors and the way that you want it to be. So now it should show up as yellow even in that main menu now. So with the holograms plugin and this plugin, they both work together, so that you don't really need signs like I have it in front of mine. I'm just more of a vanilla server, so I don't really need holograms, but if you have the plugin, it makes it look even nicer. So the first thing is understanding how to name them. Now that we've done that, or you could set a hologram to this crate. For example, if you have the hologram displays Spigot plugin, this will work with that. Now let's say that I wanted to add this block to a location. Okay, so I have a location that I want for players to go to when I vote. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come out, you're going to want to get an ender chest or a normal chest. Make sure that it is completely empty and that it does say ender chest underneath. Then you're going to want to come back into your crates editor. You're going to go to the vote crate or test in my example. You're going to go down here to this little block location. You're going to left click and click add. Then you're going to right click this, and then it should say yes. So now whenever I go over here to this, it says that this crate doesn't retain any rewards, and now it says test preview instead of ender chest. So that's how you'll set that to the actual location. So for example, like here, I just set up the ender chest here, dropped it down, I right click, and this is where my vote preview is. I hope that was useful in some kind of way. Alright, next let's work on adding items to my test crate. Okay, so we're going to want to come over to the emerald. We're going to go to the rewards section. This should be completely empty. We're going to click on our anvil, and we're going to see this little apple, green apple, but it's really red. Okay, so one is a preview and one is the actual item, and it'll tell you, so right there, this one is the preview item and the one on the left hand is the actual item. So let's say that I want people to get Arthur's sword for voting. This is a reward that I was able to create with another plugin that I have, and I put this, or it could just be any item. For example, it could be another key, it could be a super enchanted item, story mode item, it really doesn't matter. So now that I've set my items up, you're going to come over here to the redstone. This is your percentage, your chances, and I'm just going to go ahead and set it up with a 50% chance that a player will get that item. Okay, and then if you go up to the name tag, you could name it, so they will earn Arthur's sword. So now when I come back here, you'll see reward Arthur's sword, chance 50%. Now that is the only item in the chest, so if I were to go to the crate behind me and use a key on it, which I don't have set, it would only give me that sword. So the more items, the better. It really just depends on what you're trying to do with that crate as well. So over here you can set the template. For example, if you want the crate to open like sideways, like they roll, kind of like you would get in CSGO with the knives, or if you want it to kind of open like a box, you could do that. It's really cool. So you can set the template design here. You could click on one of these. Let's just say I want CSGO for my test. You could set the block effects. So I could change to any one of these. Let's just say Obsidian Tears. But you do need the holograms plugin in order for that to work. So it may not work visually in this tutorial, but it will work in your server. So now the key manager will not be set at all. So let's say that I want to set a key to my test or to your vote crate, for example. So we'll come back and we'll go to key manager. We're gonna click new key. We're gonna click test key. But for example, you want to name it whatever it is for your server. So if it's a vote key, if it's a specific key, give it the name that you want to name it. Let me find mine real quick. So I've got test key right here. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to my test crate. I'm going to give the key to myself. You can see it's right here, test key. I'm going to click it. And that should be everything. So now you should understand how to not only set your crate to a location, add items to that crate, change the template of that crate, change the hologram, change the name, change the effects, and add a key. I am now going to show you how to give yourself a key and other players a key, for example. So this one is my test preview. So let's say that in your vote rewards, it'll allow you to set a command, so that way you could give players a command for that. This is probably the best way, and this is the way that I go about it. So you're going to do crates, give key, you're going to give Starlie or whomever, yourself or another player that you want to give it to. I'm going to give myself a test key, and I'm going to give myself 5 of them. You could give yourself as many as you want to. You could give yourself 1, 2, 3. You could set the reward to 1. So if you only, for every 1 vote site they vote on, they get 1 key. You could set this to whatever you want it to. So now I'm going to rotate it. It's set up currently like CSGO, so it's spinning across where the red beam is. And I am guaranteed Arthur's sword. So now that I've gotten Arthur's sword, you can see that it works, and it even says in chat, Starlie has just opened test and got Arthur's sword. So this will work for vote crates, this will work for story mode. In the config files, you can change where it says Golden Crates. You could change it to your server name. You could change it to a specific thing. For example, if it was story mode, you could change it to whatever you want to. You could even do cool things like lottery crates. Like, for example, this is what I have here. So all of these, like the black shulker, means no luck. So you could set on the preview items, you could set different items than what the actual rewards are. So the jackpot could be something completely different than an actual blue shulker. But if you want to set up a lottery system so that way when they go up to it, they know what they're getting. Like, oh, black means no luck, white means I get another key, gray means I get some armor, second means I get a sword, first place means I get something spectacular. So you can set it up pretty much however you want to. And I hope this plugin helps you. I hope that if you liked it and enjoyed it, that you'll leave a like and consider subscribing. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.